Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Got my coffee and my Live Well, Laugh Often, Love Much mug. Love that phrase. It's definitely something thought about getting it on a t-shirt or something, because it really is about living and loving and laughing, right? Laughing is so important. Love a good sense of humor in a person. I love to laugh and have fun. I think that is the joy of being able to share with you guys here virtually, is to be able to just pop on and to share what gives me joy, right? Which is stamping, as you guys know. I love to make a project, share it with you guys, and to stamp along with you. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. Good morning. It is super cold here. As I mentioned yesterday, it's even colder today. Unbelievably cold. I think we're in the minus 30s, right? Like, it's like you can only stay, I don't even know how long you can stay outside. I mean, like less than a minute before you get freezer burn. that happens to meat. Frostbite is the word I'm looking for. Hi, Alexina. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Polly. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Mary. Let me know where you're joining me from. Don't forget to say hello and where you're joining me from. I loved to know who's with me. Your son played with the taco set yesterday. Yes, Amy. Oh my gosh. Some of you had posted cards yesterday. They are stunning. I know you're having a blast with this set. The Taco Fiesta is so fun, and I'm having a blast with it over here. I just think that it's just going to bring smiles to everyone's face, right? When you send a card with any of these adorable images on it, you're going to really brighten someone's day. Polly says, good morning, watching from Waterloo, Indiana. That is Annie. Polly's watching from North Carolina. Yes, 80 degrees today. Wow. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius, but I think it's a little warmer than minus 35 degrees Celsius, which is what we're dealing with here. But you know what? In true Alberta fashion, it's minus 35, but you look outside and it's a bright blue sunny sky. It's crazy. It is like when I first moved here in 1998, I had to get used to that. I used to call my mom and I'm like, it's so strange here. Like, it's minus 30, minus 40, and yet the sun is still shining. How does that happen? It's deceiving. But you know what? The sun always gives you a good mood, right? Me anyway, it always perks me up. I love the sun. And whenever the sun is out and I get to be here in my warm, cozy stamp room, it really doesn't matter about the temperature, right? It doesn't matter about the temperature. Okay, guys, you know what? We are at February 23rd, which means we have 5 days left. Only 5 days of celebration left. Many of you have reached out to me that you're thinking about that starter kit. You definitely want to jump on board and grab that before that special is gone. You get to pick $225 worth of whatever you want. And if you want one of the mini bosses, either the boho blue or the white, you pay $175 only. If you don't need a machine, you don't want a machine, you still get to pick $225. But guess what? You're only going to pay $135 in Canada. Unbelievable deal. And there's no shipping and no tax in most provinces. It's crazy. It's crazy. No shipping. Like, if you had to go and buy $225 worth of product and then add the shipping on, it's going to be 11%, which is like what? More than $22.50, right? About $25 shipping alone, right? So not only are you getting free product, you're getting free shipping, and you're also going to get in the kit, you're going to get a paper pumpkin kit. All of the kits in the last, I'm going to say at least 5 years, have had paper pumpkin kits inside, and it's a surprise. So it is such a good value. I always say I wish I could sign up again, because I really do. I wish I could get that deal again. But of course, I already have the best deal because I'm already a demonstrator and I get a discount on all of my orders. And I get to be a team leader to my amazing, excited Canadians team. I love being a team leader and seeing their creativity and their inspiration. Oh my gosh, it gives me so much joy. So I want to join you. I want you to join me if you haven't joined yet. definitely go ahead and grab that starter kit. Oh, Melanie says it's very cold there too. Yes, you are in Alberta with me. I get it. It's chilly in Montana with a minus 17 wind chill. Yep, absolutely. It's so cold all over these western provinces and western states. I'm sure Central is probably super cold too. All right, so let's see. Amy, Erica knocked it out of the park. Yes, she sure did, Amy. She really did. And she's watching. So if you guys make a card with her set, tag her. She loves to see the projects made with her Taco Fiesta set. That is what I'm continuing on with today. I have a fun little card here, and I'm going to share with you. Thank you, everybody that's popping on. I'm trying to read your comments. Hello. Hi, Marina from Ontario. Hello. Yeah, Louise says minus 25 here, not including the wind. You must be in the western provinces or western states as well. We're talking about the weather because it's a big thing going on right now. It's so cold. To all my Australian friends, oh my gosh, I wish I could just like come visit you in, snap my fingers and wish I could be in the warm Australia. All right, couldn't get the dainty flowers. Yeah, it's already gone. Yeah, you gotta get on those things, guys. Get on your celebration stuff. If you've already signed up as a demonstrator, now you can use your demo ID and go and place that order and get discount on all your orders, all your items, and you are going to get celebration too, right? So it's the best deal. Janet says it's great being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It sure is. Best decision I've ever made in my entire life. It's something that brings me joy every single day. Okay, I will catch up on your comments. I promise. Keep them coming and I will read them later, but let's get on to our card today. Here we go. I'm going to flip you around, point you at my work surface here. Here we go. There's my freezing snowy backyard, and here, my friends, is my desk in my nice warm craft room. If you haven't placed your order yet and you live in Canada, please use this host code if you're going to shop with me. That is the host code that you can put into your cart, and it's going to qualify you for a thank you gift from me in the mail. And we are going to get started. I'm super excited. Taco Fiesta, here we go. How can a fun little stamp set be so adorable? Oh my gosh. It has all the Fiesta, Mexican Fiesta stamps in it. It's photopolymer, which is great because you can see right through the images, which really, truly helps when you're stamping, especially putting these little faces on top of your images, right? So if you joined me yesterday, you saw me make this adorable card here. I was using the Global Design Project sketch as my inspiration. And after I finished the video, I did put a few of these little gems on here. Black matte dots would also look super cute on here. So add those to your order, add the foil to your paper, foil to your order. Someone asked me yesterday about putting the glue, and I was putting quite a bit of glue on the foil, and the reason for that is because it's embossed and you get a lot more forgiveness with the foil. You can put a lot more behind it and it doesn't show through. Now, the basic white layer, I did not put very much glue. I always talk about this because if you put a lot of glue, when it dries, you're going to see the ripple. You're going to see that glue, and there's nothing any worse, right, than having your card put together and then you're like, oh, I can see the ripple of the glue. So you want to be very sparing with your basic white pieces, but you can use more, and you're going to want to use more on this embossed piece because it's thicker, and with the bumps, you want to make sure it stays on. Okay. Stay with me for tips and tricks. I'll share with you what I've learned the hard way, the easy way, and all the in between. Okay, so let's get started here. Today, hi, Diane Lapointe from Ontario. Thank you for joining. Hi, Jen. Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. Thanks for being here with me. Okay, so let's get started today. Hi, Joy. Hello. Okay, so we're going to get started. We've got Taco Fiesta, and I'm going to start, I'll bring in my pieces here. So what I have here today is thick basic white. Love the thick thick basic white products. They are nice and strong. They will stand on your mantle a lot easier than our basic white. Basic white is a smoother, softer white. It's great for stamping, but when you're using it as a card base, you want to definitely get the thick basic white. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my bone folder. I'm going to reinforce this. It's going to be a side opening card today. Okay, so the spine is going to be on the left side like this. And then we also have a piece of Poppy Parade. Now that's going to go on the inside of my card. We're going to put that on the inside as a layer. I also have a piece of thick white. Let me just bring that in. I think I have to trim that down. I'm going to put all the measurements of this card over on my blog because you're going to want all these little strip measurements. I'm going to trim this down to be 3 3/4 by 5. Just a little bit smaller than my Poppy Parade piece. So we've got that bit of Poppy Parade as a background for my inside of the card. Okay, so that's for the inside. What other strips do I have? I have little pieces here. Let's show you these little ones right here. Oh my gosh, you guys. See these? This has been embossed. This is Poppy Parade, and I have gone ahead and embossed it with the new Candy Weave Cane Weave 3D embossing. Cherry Lane says, Cherry Lane Stampin' says she's lost sound. I'm not sure, guys. You'll have to check your connection and maybe come back. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Things happen even with my connection, so let me know. I don't want to keep continuing if you can't hear me. I think you guys, okay, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Sounds good there, Evelyn says. Okay, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is what the Cane Weave embossing folder looks like. It is 3-dimensional. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Annie. The sound is good. Okay, so I guess go out and come back is my suggestion. So this one here looks like this when you emboss it. So this is the back side. This is the front side. I'm holding it close so you can see. This is what it looks like when you run it through the machine. I love, love, love this embossing folder. So I have these 2 little strips here. I've already done that. I have 2 strips of Granny Apple Green, and we are going to do some stamping on here. And I have a piece of white and another piece of Poppy Parade. And we're going to put all of this together on our card. And let me do some stamping first. Okay. Yeah, try restarting your device. Yeah, that works too. From the set, I'm going to grab the little citrus. I'm going to call it a citrus because this could be a lemon. This could be a lime. I'm going to use it as a lime today. So I'm going to grab a block A, and we're going to put this onto a block. And we're going to grab the same color, which is Granny Apple Green. We're going to do a little tone-on-tone stamping here today. Okay, so let's bring in my background paper here. Background piece. You can see the lime. I've already done some stamping on here, you can tell. Okay, so Granny Apple Green, we're going to open that up and we're going to stamp tone on tone all over these little strips. I love doing this kind of background stamping tone on tone. This is Granny Apple Green ink going on Granny Apple Green cardstock, and another one right there. And we'll do the same here. This is a great way to involve grandchildren, kids into your stamping. You could give them these little pieces and tell them they just have to stamp straight with no rocking. And they could do these little strips for you if you wanted to make a few of these cards. Okay, so there's our Granny Apple Green piece done. And we're going to, let's do all the stamping and then we'll assemble the cards. Okay, so on my piece of basic white, I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. I have it all loaded up here. So on my Stamparatus, I have the arm. I'm going to call it an arm. The acrylic plate. I have my little avocado. And I have the stamp that says, this one right here, Holy Guacamole, it's your birthday. Isn't that fun? I love that. Okay, so we've got a piece of basic white. And I'm going to put this on here. Now, when you're using the Stamparatus and you're using photopolymer, your Stamparatus comes with this little black foam piece. This is for use with the photopolymer because our red rubber stamp has a foam layer already in it, right, in the design, but photopolymer does not. So you need that cushioning. So we're going to put that black piece down, and I've got a piece of grid paper. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Sells grid paper for the Stamparatus? So you can buy that, and then you'll be able to protect your surface. I'm going to put all of this, making sure it's flush with the corner. I'm going to use my magnets. Now, I have to tell you a little story. On the way to school today, my daughter says, "Oh, Mom, I accidentally lost my necklace down the drain in my bathroom upstairs." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, really?" So we were doing something last weekend, and my husband needed a magnet, and I gave him this one, and he is like, "Where did you get such a strong magnet?" And I told him, and he's like, "Wow, this is super strong." So I was thinking on the way driving home, I'm going to take this magnet, I'm going to attach it to a dowel or something, and I'm going to try and put that down the drain. I got to tell my husband first, right? And see if we can get her necklace up out of the drain with this. I'm just going to like stick it down the drain. Hopefully we can use this little tool and rescue her necklace and rescue a huge plumbing bill. Well, not really, because my husband will have to take the sink apart and get her necklace. Anyway, that's just something I thought I would share with you. If you need a magnet in your everyday life, grab these. They might come in handy. Okay. So I've placed my paper right here. I've got a little mark. I put a little pen mark on the corner. So that's where I want to put my paper. So then if you're making multiple cards, you can just put your paper back on every time and it'll always be in the same spot. So let's hover over and make sure, yep, everything looks like it's going to line up the way I want it to. So I'm going to bring in my Memento ink pad and I'm going to stamp ink. I'm going to ink first and then stamp. Ink up my stamps over here on the right-hand side of your screen. You can see me tapping onto my photopolymer stamps. And we're going to, I don't know where that came from. These are not acrylic. They've never been acrylic. They've always been photopolymer. I think I need more coffee. Yeah, don't lose my magnet. Exactly, Lynn. I'll have to, that's why I want to bring my husband in, because I'm like, okay, he's going to have to tape that properly so that I don't lose it down the drain. And then we could have another big mess, right? Okay, so there's my image. Holy guacamole, it's your birthday. And I'm just going to take this and put it off to the side because I'll probably make a few more cards. Okay, so we're going to do a little coloring on our little avocado here. And let's just zoom in here a little bit. So for my avocado, I'm going to bring in some different shades of green. Okay, so for the outline, I'm going to use dark Old Olive, and I've got light Old Olive, and I'm also going to bring in Granny Apple Green Light. Okay, so we're going to color this in right now. So let's try dark Old Olive as my edge of my avocado. The skin, if you will, the skin of the avocado, dark Old Olive. And then I'm going to add a little tiny bit. I know I probably did this one yesterday, the same, but we're going to do it again today. Our Old Olive. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in Granny Apple Green. I don't need the light Old Olive. We're going to do our shading with Granny Apple Green in the middle here. And we're just going to go around that side, blend all of this in. I need to order a new Granny Apple Green blend, because I've obviously, this is what happens, you guys, if you use your blends on rough things like ribbon or pearls or embellishments, it will tear up the tip of your blend. So I still keep this because there's tons and tons of ink in here, but I'll take a piece of washi tape or Scotch tape or painter's tape, something to wrap around the middle. And then I know this is a good marker, but it's not good for coloring. Okay, but the sharp tip is still good. The sharp tip's still good. So it's definitely not garbage, okay? So don't throw your blends out if they get a fuzzy tip. Okay, I'm bringing in my crumb cake. I'm just adding a little shade of dark crumb cake, and then I'm going to use my light crumb cake and just blend that in like that, make the little pit. And then we've got our little face. So let's bring in the stamp set. The little faces are just adorable. Look, you've got like a surprise face, a little smile face, a little winky eye, and a little one with the eyes looking down. So we're going to do just a straight smile today. And I've got my memento here. Yes, I like the sentiments too. They're so awesome. Okay, so we are definitely a spicy family. We love all Mexican, all spicy foods. So this is an awesome one to give my kids, my husband. They love anything Mexican. Okay, so there we've got our little avocado already done. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on to my Poppy Parade layer. And let's get the glue flowing here this morning. We're going to put that on here and see. You just want to use a little bit of glue. Like this is how I use my white glue. And I do not use thick lines. Can you see that? Just teeny tiny little, they're almost like little dotted lines I've done. Whoop, don't drop it, Rose. Okay, so that's about as much glue as I use, you guys, and it does not fall apart. You do not need to use big globs of glue. I think that's where people get into trouble with the liquid glue, is when it comes out too fast. It's just a little bit of a learning curve to control the amount of glue. So there's my white piece. And now these pieces, I want to make sure I pick the front. There's definitely a front part and a back part. And this one, I'm going to use thicker bits of glue because it's embossed and it's colored cardstock. You get more forgiveness with the colored cardstock. Okay, so then my green, my granny apple green piece, again, I'll just come in here and add some glue, way thicker strings of glue on the colored cardstock than we have on the white. All right, let's back up a little bit here. I'm going to bring in the card base. We're just using our thick basic white. We're going to piece all this together. We're going to start, I always like to start up on the top left-hand corner. So I'm going to use my granny apple green strip. Fades and gets quiet. Okay, Kelly, you know what that is? It's because I'm moving around a little bit here. So I'll try and stay still. It's because I'm using my phone and it's on the mount up here above me. So I apologize if my voice fades and comes back. Hopefully you can still understand what I'm doing here, but that is just the nature of where the camera is on my mount and me moving around. So I'll try not to move around so much. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so then this piece is going over here. Then I'm going to come around the bottom. It's like I'm making a circle around my card. I'm using my granny apple green, and we're going to come over here and put this piece in right here. And then, last but not least, we're coming up here with the other piece of Poppy Parade. Isn't that fun? I love this shape. Now, you can do this with designer series paper. I'm doing it with cardstock here this morning, but of course, and you get a little bit of wiggle room, and I've just probably almost, I've cut that a little bit close to my time frame there, where you can lift up something and adjust it. Okay, so we're making a frame, and then you guessed it, this piece is going to go in the center, but I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. All right, so I've got, this is what's left of my package, my sheet that I've been using all week. I'm going to go in and grab another piece here from my container. Keep all my dimensionals in this little clamshell container. And these are all minis. Okay, let me grab a new pack and get that going. All right, fresh package of dimensionals. I go through so many dimensionals, you guys, but you gotta have dimension, right? Okay, so we only need one sheet, but I'm also gonna use up this. Okay, so bringing in my scissors, snip, snip, and we'll add this to the back, like so. The corners, there, I've got 3 corners. Get rid of my pieces here, and then one more for the corner over here. So use up your bits, right? Got to use up those bits. All right, let's come in here, and we're going to center this in the middle of this card. I'm just going to kind of line it up here like that. So we've got that white space around the back. I love this. The white makes the colors, the Poppy Parade and the Granny Apple Green go so nicely together. They really look like Mexican colors to me. All right, so now, yesterday I went crazy and I stamped a bunch of these Mexican sombreros on my scrap paper and I colored them in. I used a little bit of, I think that's Mango Melody, a Poppy Parade, and some crumb cake on the top. So I'm just going to grab my snips and we're just going to quickly trim out one of these sombreros to put on top of this little avocado. So stinking cute. All right, so let's go around here. I was so busy last night. I didn't have a chance to sit down and trim these out. But, you know, sometimes it's good to have, if you know you're going to be using this stamp set, just do a whole bunch and then they're ready to go, right? Because that little sombrero, that can fit on so many different images. I'll bring the stamp set back in a second. So you can put your glue on top of the sombrero. And then the beauty of the Take Your Pick tool. Add this to your starter kit, you guys. If you're just starting out, you want to definitely get one of these pins. Take Your Pick tool. Let's see. Mine didn't. Okay, so we're just going to use that to pick up our image. And I've got glue now on my grid paper, which is not what I wanted. Let's just see if I can. Real life crafting over here. This is what I do. And where is my silicone mat? I did not bring it out this morning. There. Okay. So we've got a little sombrero on top of our avocado. So cute. Okay. So the inside piece we're going to have as Poppy Parade is going to be my inside layer. Now, if you have any kind of die cutting to do, you could go ahead, and little tip for you. If you have a piece that you want to die cut, you could die cut out of the center of this and save yourself some cardstock and also save some weight. You know, if you're mailing a bunch of these, they do add up, right, with the weight. So you could, I mean, if you're doing a collection of them, like a stack of cards, cut out a circle because you're going to cover it up with this piece. So because my basic white piece is smaller. So you see how if there was a hole punched out of there, you would not even see it. All right, so we're going to do some stamping on here. And I thought I would bring in the stamp set and see. So we've got Holy Guacamole, it's your birthday, and the avocados on the front. How about we put the guacamole on the inside, right? That would work. And then you could put, well, we said happy birthday on the front. You could put, you spice up my life. You could put spectacular. I think I'm going to do you spice up my life again. And on the inside, and we'll do that little guacamole, little bowl of guacamole. Okay, there we go. We'll put that down here like that. And you spice up my life. I'll grab that stamp from here. You spice up my life. Okay, fits on a G block just perfectly. So we're going to ink that up with Memento. Stamp that in the middle. And again, you could even have these lined up on a Stamparatus, on your Stamparatus on the other side, right? Because you get a side flap and a top flap that comes down and you could be ready to go. All right, let's add some color to our guacamole. Let's add a little bit of dark Old Olive on these little mounds here. I like to do a couple of different shades just to add a little bit of extra interest and dimension, and you know, so it's not all just one flat color. All right, so there's our guacamole in the bowl. And if you want to tie it all together, let's do Poppy Parade for the bowl. We'll do Poppy Parade, nice red Mexican bowl. Actually, it just reminds me, we went to San Antonio one time, my friend Lisa Althouse and I, and there was a bunch of other people, but I remember Lisa and I went shopping and we brought back these little Mexican bowls and that was fun. They were just super small, but perfect for a little bit of guacamole, right? Like just a serving size. So we'll just leave that like that. I love it. Now there's also some other stamps in here. There's like this one back here, like a little background stamp with like, you know, you could stamp that and color in the little candy. It's kind of like with the piñata, this could be the candy that's falling out of the piñata, right? So lots and lots of fun different images in the stamp set. Okay, so we're going to just turn this over and add our glue. Again, very, very minimal glue to the edges like that. And then you will not get that rippling effect coming through your white cardstock. All right, so this is going to go on here. You spice up my life. It's your birthday. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. All right, so there we have it. Now, you do need to put some bling on here, right? So there's lots of different options. We could put rhinestones. You could use some granny apple green. You could put all kinds of different ones. And don't forget, that's how, like, I love to keep my blends when they wear out for coloring in our bling. So let me show you that. Let's see. So these are the ones, this is Festive Pearls. Did you guys know that these carried over? These are still available. Up here was all cherry cobbler. I've used them all. Then we've got like a balmy blue, there's a silver and a gold. So you can use your blends and color these if you wanted to. You could put the silver on, you could put the gold on if you want them to be, or you can bring in your blends. Let's bring in my Poppy Parade here. And we're going to ink up the silver one. 3 of them. There we go. And because these are alcohol based, they dry right away, so you don't have to worry. See, I just did that and nothing's coming off on my fingers. Actually, I missed a spot, but that's another story. Okay, so make sure you get it all colored. And then you can use your take your pick tool and pick these up and put them wherever you want. So let's put one there and one up here. And let's put one down the bottom on the green layer. There we go. So that's a little tip for you about your blends and any bling that you have. If you have rhinestones, if you have pearls, whatever rhinestones whatever bling you have, you can use your blends to color them and they dry right away because it's alcohol based. So holy guacamole, you spice up my life. I love it. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me just flip you back around here. There we go. This was a fun card to make. All of the details about this one will be over on my blog post I'm going to do today, rosecoleman.com, and then you can get the measurements. And this is a quick and easy card that you can substitute these strips with designer series paper, cardstock, you name it. And you can use, again, another idea for strips, right? Using up strips. I think I'm on a strip roll this week because on Tuesday, in case you missed my YouTube live video on my YouTube channel, I was doing a card. The technique is the braided ribbon technique. So you want to go check that out, the twisted ribbon technique. That uses strips too. What kind of phone holder? Oh, my phone holder is the Archon mount. Okay, so you can just Google Archon. I think you can actually get them on Amazon now. When I purchased mine years ago, they weren't, I don't even think we had Amazon back then, but it's called the Archon mount. Thank you all so much, everyone, for your lovely comments. I hope you'll come back and join me tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow already. Where did the week go? It was a long weekend. That's why this week is short. So I have Fun Fold Friday tomorrow. I hope to see you back again for another live video if you can join me. If not, the replay will always be here. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Stay warm and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.